This is a story of the goose, a story from Thailand. This is my dear friend Dan, who is a professor of English at a Catholic university in Bangkok, Thailand. It has a beautiful campus, including a lovely lake, a very large lake. There's a statue of horses running across the water. Beautiful. And back when Dan first started at the university, on this lake were several lovely swans. I didn't get a picture of those swans because, as lovely as they were, monitor lizards moved in and thought that these swans were lovely not to look at, but frankly to munch on. And so, one by one, by one, by one, these swans were killed and eaten. Hate to say it. Well, the staff and administration of the university decided they missed having pretty things swimming around on the water, and so they got some geese. Monitor lizards decided, you know what? Geese don't taste that much different than swans. They're kind of yummy in their own right. And so soon all of the geese had been eaten except for one. Now, I saw this goose from a distance, but not close enough to get a picture of the goose. But one of the geese survived and refused to go down by the water. Very afraid of that. In fact, the goose stayed up on campus at the university. And at first, this goose was wandering around looking for the rest of its gaggle. Is there another goose there? Is my mate around anywhere? Looked in the big courtyards, went in and visited with a security guard trying to find out where the rest of its gaggle was. Finally gave up on that and was just trying to survive. And the higher beings, the professors, students, staff on the campus, helped this goose survive, fed the goose, watched over it, were anxious to learn about its latest adventures and antics. In fact, my friend Dan, the professor, had been known to feed that goose from time to time, and other professor friends of his had. One became a favorite of the goose because he fed the goose bread. And so the goose sat right outside it'd be the third floor, so three up and three over from the left, that window, I believe, and sat there one day while the professor was teaching, honking loudly to get some more bread. So this goose was relatively safe from the monitor lizard, was well cared for by these higher beings on campus, but yet was extremely lonely and felt that her life was really kind of empty without the rest of her gaggle. Well, Dan sent me this picture. His semester just started over there, and the goose has her gaggle back. She's got three new compadres to teach the ins and outs of university life and to stay away from the lake. Hopefully, she'll be successful in that. A couple morals I'd like to draw from the story. One, if you are living as a Lone Ranger Christian, I don't need to go to church, get involved in that kind of stuff. You're living like that solitary goose. Yes, God can take care of you, can provide for you, is anxious to learn about your antics, about the things going on in your life. But you're missing part of the experience if you're not part of a gaggle. Now, I would imagine that there will be some goose feathers exchanged between these four as they're trying to learn how to hang out together on the campus and what it means to be in this group. However, they will work it out. And if geese can work it out, how much more should we Christians be able to work it out? Another thought: Jesus, as part of the Godhead, was that higher power. And if you can imagine a professor saying, look at those crazy geese that keep getting eaten by that monitor lizard, I am going to become one of those geese. And I'm going to take on the monitor lizard myself. And I am going to defeat the power of that monitor lizard. This is what Jesus did for us. Swam in the lake where he knew that he could be killed, so that he could be killed and make a way to go beyond death to life. Pretty amazing stuff. Well, I hope you've at least had a little fun watching the story of the surviving goose.